Good morning, Mister. We are the group number 3. The interns are Glady Espinosa, Marco Rodriguez, and I am Veronica Vaca. So I'm going to start with my presentation. So the article I chose is the article called About Human Bionics. So to start, I'm going to tell you the story of Amanda Kitts. Amanda Kitts, it's a woman who lost her arm in an accident car in 2006. This tragedy hurt her so much emotionally because when you lose a part of your body, basically you start to feel useless. Your life is more difficult. So since that moment, she started to use a prosthesis and went through a long process of training to learn how to use a mechanic arm. So she is considered part of the Tomorrow's People group. And this group of people are those ones who lost part of their bodies, a leg, an arm, a hand, and those parts are replaced by a prosthesis, by an artificial one. So Amanda started to use one. But then one day, her husband discovered a kind of project that consists in a new kind of prosthesis which was able to move and be controlled by the nerves of the brain of the person that is using that prosthesis. And how does this technology work? Well, there is a technique called targeted muscle innervation that uses nerves remaining after an amputation to control an artificial limb. So this was the technique that Amanda was using. Basically, when she lost her arm, the parts that were founded of her hand, of her lost arm, they use the nerves, and they connected to the mechanic arm, and some way with an electrical impulse of her brain, she was able to move it. But of course, technology is evolving every day, and then we have the first bionic arm. And I'm going to present you this man that it's a very important person in this story. This man is the Dr. Todd Quicken. He is a licensed medical practitioner and biomedical engineer, and he was the pioneer in creating the first bionic arm. And he tried his new technique in Amanda. Amanda gave her permission to participate in this experiment, and they started to Quicken prove for the first time his technique in Amanda. Basically, this technique consists in to create a bionic arm that was able to feel. So here we have some pictures of Amanda using her first bionic arm. We can see all the cables and the connectors and the composition of the system of the bionic arm. We can appreciate how she is able now to do everyday activities. And in an interview, she said that now with her new arm, she was able to feel. She was able to feel when she touches the fingers or the elbow. But of course, it's not the same feeling, but she can describe it like a kind of feeling. She can feel something, and she doesn't need now to force her body. She just think about move her arm, and the arm moves. And what is the future of this technology now? Well, there is a paragraph that I choose like a reference. That is, the work of neural prosthesis is extremely delicate, a series of trials filled with many errors. As I said before, this is something that requires a long training, a lot of resources, a lot of and many patience. It's not something difficult to learn. As scientists have learned that it's possible to link machine and mind, they have also learned how difficult it is to maintain that bond. Still, bionics represent a major leap forward, enabling researchers to give people back much more of what they've lost than was ever possible before. In my opinion, I think that to create the perfect bionic arm that you can move without errors, without a lot of effort, and that you can feel, that you can like feel when you touch something perfectly, is something that is going to take many years. Technology is not perfect. And I want to add that the article talked about a bionic arm, but I haven't heard about a bionic leg or bionic hand or one or another part of the body. And I want to finish with a phrase that caught my attention, that it has a big meaning, that says, when a person with a spinal cord injury can be in a restaurant feeding himself and no one else notices, that is my definition of success. Joseph Pancrazio. He is another biomedical engineer. He is a very recognized professional in this area of science. And this phrase makes me think about that. When you see everyone notes, oh, you are, I mean, I've seen people, disabled people without an arm, without a leg, and you know, it's something that we cannot ignore. But the objective of this technology is that these people could be able to have a normal life, and nobody's going to look at the disabled they have, you know. Is to give them a normal life. Like you won't know when they're eating something because with a bionic arm, because it looks normal for you. This is the objective. And so this was my critique about this article. I like so much, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. If you have any question.
I really loved your presentation. It was interesting to know about bionic arms because I only know about bionic legs. And I have a question for you. How much time did it take for Amanda? Am I right?
Yeah, Amanda Kitts.
Yeah, Amanda keeps to control this bionic arm.
If I'm not wrong, the article mentioned that she had to spend like many months. I don't remember the exact. I think that there were like 6 months. You know, she started to use the arm, and uh, he trained it for months, less than a year.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You have a question? Do you have any question, Marco?
I understand perfectly.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So now we're going to listen to Marco and his, now we're going to listen to Glady and her presentation.
Okay, give me a minute, please. I am able to turn my screen. Can you please help me with that? Thank you.
Now you should be able.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes,
In my case, I will be talking a little bit about the secrets of the brain. You know, the brain is the more complex organ in our nerve system. And I don't know if have you ever asked yourself why you're breathing without even realize it? And here we have the answer. So let's take a look at this. The writer of my article is called Carl Zimmer. He's a scientific writer. And he said that in the article that he was a guinea pig in a scanning room in order to discover what the brain is composed by neurons and fibers that transmit the neurons in a specific network. We will see this in another picture. If we have a 3D image, a three-dimensional in what the scientists have worked over the years, if I'm not wrong, the Stanford University worked hard in order to create this kind of image. We have this in the doctor with electrodes over the head, that are controlled by a computer. Let's look at another one. And here we have in a clear example, we have here a Cathy. He used like 96 electrodes. This is similar like that's of yours, a bionic arm, but it is over the head. I don't know if you can see over the head, it has like a figure that is controlled by a computer and then with a bionic arm, but it's separately to the body. Inside the magnifying glass, we can see this, who is like a network controlled by electrodes, as I said. We can think, she said, or he thinks, I want to drink something, and automatically the system will hard in order to get response to this. And this was work in the Brown University in the United States. Have you ever wondered what are the results of this? Well, we have here animal experimentations, and this is a bit problematic. This is a polemic topic we have faced over the years. In order to give birth or originate these machines, there is mice and monkeys experimentation. And I don't know, what do you think about this? Because as I said, it's polemic. You know, this is made in order to give us like a benefit to us. Here we have, there's also in the writing mentioned this is the mice brain, where you can see the electrodes that are connecting in order to create like a transparent liquid that will help researchers as a project that is mentioned in the reading. There is clarity that dazzle all the scientists in the medical field. And the last one, maybe you can say it is new. No, this is from the Resonance. We have Leonardo da Vinci that made sketches in order to represent all these networks that we can use today to take advantage of this. And researchers have made a great effort in order to allow us to use this. They can make a, this is important in order to discover the origin of some disorders, and they have helped us a lot with technologies. I don't know if you have any question. I will be pleased if you said something about this.
Yeah, I want to say that I'm really impressed about how technology is changing lives, basically. I like to see how people that cannot move a finger now, they can drink, they can have an easier life with these machines. But I think that this is like, how can I say it? This is something that not everyone can have, because, you know, I imagine that this is something really expensive. Because
Yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking,
really expensive.
yeah, because the same with bionic arms, I mean, this technology is something really expensive because it took a lot of effort, money, you know. And but I wanted to ask you about the animal experimentation. I'm really impressed with the technology, but I wanted to know, what is your opinion about the experimentation with animals? What do you think about this? Do you think that this is something it has benefit us and we need to keep doing, or what do you think about it?
Well, this is a tough question because I hate animal experimentation, but it has a great benefit in our case. I don't know if keep it or leave it. Marco,
what do you think, Marco?
This is a controversial topic. It has many unprecedented.
I think it's very controversial, and it's a topic that we can really relate with the one we're talking about human bionics. But like the lady said, it's very controversial to try it in animals because we don't know. It's new.
I think that thanks to animal experimentation, many we have achieved like I don't remember that right now, but I know that thanks to animal experimentation, we uh, the medicine is what is now. I mean,
Yeah.
I of course I don't agree with the bad experimentation where when animals are like basically living a torture. Uh, so I think that there are ways we need to find a balance. But of course, if it's not necessary to experiment with a bunny, for example, we shouldn't do it. There are better ways to experiment with science. I mean,
Yeah, maybe
Yes,
we
yeah,
yeah,
I support your idea.
we
I
yeah,
can
support
find
your
an
idea
alternative. Sorry.
because it's better to use it in animals first than humans because remember World War II is the time where science got its highest levels because they used humans.
yeah. They were not
So
using human. It's like in the
they
name
were
of
using
science. But
yeah.
there are ways. It's not necessary to kill a bunny or to torture them to, I don't know. I mean, there are better ways. It's not correct to
So
kill.
Glady,
Yeah.
why do you use this person that you show us over here?
I know there are other ways, but in the case of animal experimentation with neuroscientists, they have to kill a mouse in order to make a cutting edge of the brain and see the differences between the encephalic trunk, the cerebellum in the stroke.
I think that we are going to agree with this. For me, in the name of medicine or something like that, okay. But I hate
You will
animal
sacrifice
experiment.
your dog in the
No, no,
name
no.
of science.
In the name of I don't know. I mean, it's going to be like if we are going to save millions of people around the world, many of children's, proving like I don't know, a kind of chemical, in my dog. It's like, uh,
It is
He's
a
hearing
mm,
you.
really tough question.
yes, a little of pressure, but what can we say?
So is
Okay,
that all? Thank you
yeah,
so much.
congrats,
So
lady.
imagine you're sick. You're feeling like oh you're dying and you have no medicine to make you feel better. You will like uh, wait for an experiment made in a dog or in yourself. What would you prefer?
Uh,
Experiment in you so they can maybe help you or maybe kill you, or in a dog?
that's a like a weird question because I don't want to die. If there is the possibility I could die, I would prefer to the animal experimentation first, and because it's like even if the thing doesn't work in me, I'm going to die. I mean, I don't want to die. The point is to prove it in an animal, and I don't. I'm not going to die, and we can save many people too. It's like
Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you.
like okay. B. Okay, so now we're going to listen. Thank you,
Thank you
Glady. It
so
was
much.
an
You're
excellent
welcome.
presentation.
Although we
Interesting.
took another route.
Yeah, that's good. Now we're going to listen to Marco.
To Michael. Okay,
I'm gonna start sharing.
let me make you host. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start with where is it? I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, we can.
You can?
Yeah.
How do I make it strong? Bigger. Wait. Okay, so I'm gonna talk today about human bionics, just as Veronica talked, we're speaking. So human bionics. Human bionics is mainly about technology. This type of technology that is making innovation is something that came up to help humans to do tasks that are hard to do or even maybe impossible to do in some cases. In, in some cases, it becomes necessary, just as the case of Amanda Kids. So I present you today what we will call in the future people with some parts integrated by bionics and new technology, or the future of technology, not just in this person or among the kids, but in a whole society. So here you can see a hand that represents what the natural, the what we are accustomed to see, and the new bionics that are helping, that will help millions of peoples in the future to do tasks that maybe were impossible for them. Okay, so human bionics involves technology, but it's designed for helping people to do tasks that, like I told you before, cannot be done by themselves. But why this happen? Why does people cannot even lift a bottle or drink water? This happens because maybe they were born without an extremity and a toe or even a leg or even an arm. So this technology is designed for those people who really need it, or even not just they were born like this, but maybe they have a car accident or a problem in the future. So let me show you what can be a problem that may cause you to need this technology. So this can be the problem. Like you can see, a problem can be a car accident, can be a fire damage, or even a broken knee, a broken toe, or even a broken leg. These are just some examples of what can cause a person to need the help of human bionics. In the case of the reading, we could see that in the case of Amanda Kids, the problem was a car crash. And it was not just the problem of not moving, of not having her arm. The problem was more than physical, it was mental, because she even came to the idea that she wasn't complete, that she felt disappointed and she felt like, what can I do next? And this is something that affect many people in the world, because these people who feel incompetent by not having something like a leg or an arm, they feel like depressed, and some people even take suicide. But there is when we need to get hope. I mean, it hears like a movie, but for me, human bionics are meant to be something that promotes hope, a second chance for those who have lost one. So we have hope in the problem. This type of technology is hope for the ones who think they have lost everything. They have lost what they have all in their life. It is like a second opportunity, a second chance to those who have lost an extremity and think life is over. For example, in the case of Amanda Kids, um, she she knew the fact of not having an arm was terrible, and she was disappointed for herself. She even said that she felt destroyed. Why did she feel like this? Because she knew all the activities she'd done with her child, his children before, with her husband. I don't know. She even wasn't able to drive anymore. So she was thinking about all these things that were happening, and she she was damaged with it. So the chance she got in having a bionic arm renew her renew her mind and gave her hope that she maybe can do all the things in the future again. So here we have an example of what you can see the first image in the left side. upper side, where it shows us what a natural arm we are accustomed to see is connecting with the bionic arm, which is the future arm for many people in the world. Down in the down picture, we can see how other people are adapting with this arm and making themselves useful. In the next image, we can see a gland which is destined for cleaning the blood of many people who have blood problems as diabetes. In the next image, we can see Amanda Kitts using her arm finally and having a smile in her face. This is very important because it promotes the hope that she could use her arm again and make all what she need by herself. And in the next picture, we can see her like, hey, I got my arm now. So let's continue. So how does it work? How does the bionic arm works? A bionic arm, principally, it doesn't work by cables or magic. It doesn't happen like this. It works by picking up signals from the user's muscle, in this case, Amanda. When a user puts on their bionic arm and flexes the muscle in the residual limb just below the elbow, special sensors detect tiny natural generated electric signals that are in every person's muscles and convert this into intuitive and proportional bionic hand movement. And this is how Amanda was able to have her arm, her new bionic arm again, and through time, it adapted to the circumstances and have more moves and more abilities. So thank you, and here is a bionic heart for all of you that hear me today.
Thank you,
Hey, girls.
Marco.
Thank you.
Do you
It was
have any question, girls?
It was fascinating to know about this case, as I said previously, and I would like to know how does her husband help her in order to overcome this disability?
Can you repeat your question?
Sorry?
Can you repeat your question? It was like,
How does her husband help her?
in the case of Amanda,
Yeah.
he helped her because she was destroyed. He saw her wife destroyed. He was like, oh, she lost her arm, but that's not all. She's feeling like she has no value. She's feeling like disappointed. So he started investigating. So for a help, for how can she get something useful for her life. So he got with this news about the Chicago experiment, and he was one of the principal, how can I say, the principal reasons she didn't give up, because if he wasn't there, maybe the idea was never in her mind, and she will give up.
Yeah. Thank you. And as I read, I realized that she was also a teacher. And I cannot imagine how he suffered from this. And it gave her a new opportunity in order to view the life with another eyes.
It's a hope, a new opportunity, a
A new
second chance.
opportunity.
Yeah, and
What do
now
you think, Veronica?
well, I think that the fact that she's a teacher is very important because in the article I read that when she went to school, the children like they were scared about to see about the arm, the bionic arm. And I think that now that with I think that she can take advantage of that situation and show children how uh, show them how to be empathic with people with this disability. Like you use like
And they
see
were like
children.
this because,
To
yes,
see like, look, children, I don't have my arm, but now I have a bionic arm and it's totally normal. Now I can do some things. Don't be scared.
and they act that way because they are not used to see a person with it. But in the future, they will see many people like this and it will be normal. I think so.
Exactly. So I like your presentation, Marco. You did it very good.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Take
You
care.
too, girls. You
was a
did it
pleasure.
very good.
So this was our presentation. Thank you so much, and have a good day.
Have a good day.